Test, test. Okay, let's get started. Oops, back up. There we go. Next Friday, August 16th, is our first print competition, black and white. And Coleman Rosenberg will be doing a presentation beforehand, Impact, the often missing ingredient. Then the Friday after that, August 23rd, Critique Night. Get your photos in to info@clevelandphoto.org, limited to 3 photos, and put critique in the subject of your email, please. Keep them coming. August 30th, bee competition, projection. And then September 6th, creative competition, projection. Upcoming field trips. August 17th, West Side Lighthouse. It's open to everyone. Meet at Marblehead. I think it's at 8:30 in the morning, but check the website. And then a field trip after that, September 7th, North Coast Harbor, 6:30 p.m. Open to everyone. No, that's not my boat. The summer party, August 24th, 4 to 8 p.m. We haven't had a lot of response to the invite, so we're getting a little concerned. If we don't start to see more response, we may have to cancel the party. So if you're planning on going, get your registration in. Food, fun, games, and fellowship. Potluck, bring a dish. If you're coming by yourself, bring a dish for 6. If you're coming with a couple, bring a dish for 12. Or you can pay at the door, $15 single, $30 a couple. RSVP to Barb Pennington at the barbshalo@gmail.com. And it will be here at the clubhouse, and we still need some more volunteers. The air show, August 30th through the September 2nd. There's approximately about 29 tickets still available. We have opened this up to everyone. We've even opened it up to some of the other local photo clubs in the area. So grab your tickets. They're still available out there. To get ready for the air show, Dave Bush has agreed to do his September SIG meeting in the end of August. It's going to be photographing an air show. So this is instead of the September SIG meeting. Field trip photo gallery. Get your photos in. I know there have been some field trips and I haven't seen a lot of photos. The members are dying to see your photos. Get them in and I'll get them up on the website. Introduction to matte cutting and photo mounting. The next class is August 20th, 7 to 9 p.m. And school enrollment is open. Fundamentals of Good Photography starts August 30th. Lightroom starts September 9th. Intro to Photoshop starts September 11th. Registration's open, and if you know somebody, a friend, family that would be interested, let them know about it. Positions needed, marketing chairman. If I'm looking for somebody who's familiar with marketing nonprofits, somebody maybe that might have a little experience with the art community in the Cleveland area. If you're not interested, if you can't make the commitment to be a chairman, I would still be interested in talking to you. And then our YouTube page. Go to the, there's a couple of ways to get to the live YouTube channel. You can go directly to YouTube and look for Cleveland Photographic, or you can go to the link at the CPS website homepage. Click on the little symbol there in the left-hand picture. It'll take you to the page on the right-hand side. Click on live, and you can watch our presentations, our competitions live. And with that, we're going to start the Photojournalism night.
Focused on the job. Amy Rudowitz. I captured this image at the Balloon Glow event. While all the chaos was going on, this crew member found a moment of peace to breathe in the moment. The look of contemplation and sense of peace on his face spoke so strongly to me that I just had to capture the moment. Joy. I was at Niagara Falls this past weekend, and there was this beautiful rainbow over the falls. I went up higher on the path to get a break from the crowd, and I saw this woman spinning in circles with her arms out, calling out to her group about how beautiful it was. She just reminded me how much we don't truly take the time to really appreciate the beauty of the world around us. We all need to take the time to stop, throw our arms out, throw caution to the wind, take a spin, and shout about how beautiful life is. Want a bite of my pickle? I was at the medieval fair, and during a performance, one of the Mud Brothers interrupts while eating a pickle. There is a comical exchange between the two, resulting in him feeding the singer a bite of his pickle, which was promptly spit out. The whole crowd was in an uproar. Reminds me not to take things too seriously. Sometimes we just have to take that bite of the pickle, no matter whose it was or where it's been. Bill Keaton, Pride of Argentina. A couple performed the tango during a dance theater performance in Buenos Aires. Many theaters are located in the city, where the dance of passion originated in the late 19th century. It was said to be a popular dance among the European immigrants, former slaves, and the working and lower classes. Its popularity soared in the 1980s when it spread around the world. A close-up view. A boat sails into the mist of one of the major falls located in the Iguazu Falls, which is situated on the borders of Argentina and Brazil. The falls has been named one of the 7 natural wonders of the modern world and is made up of between 200 and 300 separate cascades. The falls are not contiguous, but at 1.7 miles wide is considered the widest waterfall system in the world. The decisive moment. A fire eater performer swallows the flames during a performance on one of the many stages at the Great Lakes Medieval Fair, located east of Cleveland near Rock Creek, Ohio. The fair features many musicians and other acts, food, and drink throughout the day on Saturdays and Sundays. The fair has themed weekends, and this weekend is the last of the year with a Gamers and Superheroes theme. Bonnie Luxo, dropped ice cream cone. While in Cologne, Germany, I spotted this huge ice cream cone on top of the shopping mall in Newmarket. It was placed there in 2001 to attract attention to the mall. It certainly did. Breisach, Germany, bike port. At the main train station in Breisach, Germany, there are literally hundreds of bikes locked up while the workers took the train to their destinations. I wonder how people found their bikes at the end of the day. Maybe they park it in the same spot as we tend to do with our cars in a shopping mall. Some bikes had dolls, stuffed animals, special ribbons, and other ways to identify their bikes easily. Homeless stand down. At the homeless stand down, each person was given a personal shopper who would stay with the client asking what their needs were. They then took the client to the tables with the items they needed. I liked the way this personal shopper really tried to make sure that the shoes fit the person comfortably. Lifeguards drill. One chilly early morning, I was at Huntington Beach and watched the lifeguards practicing rescue techniques in the chilly water. They took the weekly practice drills seriously and did not fool around. I was thankful that they are able to help swimmers in trouble, but glad I had a jacket. Howdy. While flying to Denver on a Southwest plane, I just had to snap this picture of the wing. Southwest seems to add quite a bit of humor to their flights. Bryant Muhammad, Fight the Power. 2 protesters downtown Cleveland during the Black Lives Matter protest. Charles K., Ukraine protest. Photo was taken in California in February 2022. Impassioned and civil group of protesters gathered to show unity.
This is the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, Spain. You can't really get a good picture of it if you're up close. This was actually taken from the rooftop of Casa Mila, which is, so this was Antonio Gaudi's passion project. He spent the last 12 years of his life working exclusively on this, and the first cornerstone was laid 140 years ago. It's still being built. They're hoping to have it completed by 2026 on the 100th anniversary of his death. The center column there that they're working on, that is going to be the tallest part of it and will be representing Jesus, because Gaudi thought that that should be the tallest part. And each of the 3 facades of the building have 4 towers that represent the apostles. This is the Nativity facade. It depicts the birth of Christ. This particular part is the Joseph portal. It just looks like it's dripping. This is one of the portions of the interior. The columns are supposed to represent saints, and they're reaching up into the sky where they're going to meet angels. This is on the Passion facade. It's the kiss of Judas. And the square on the side there is called the magic square. Any way you add up the numbers adds up to the age of Christ when he was crucified. And this is another shot of the interior. So Gaudi was very specific about the leaded glass that he used, different colors and the way he did it so that the light would shine inside like that.
DJ Casanidi, Station Hope 1. A jubilant community festival celebrating Cleveland's social justice heritage. A celebration of theater, storytelling, music, and dance on the grounds of Cleveland's first authenticated Underground Railroad site, St. John's Episcopal Church. Station Hope 3, a jubilant community festival celebrating Cleveland's another view of what we saw before there. And okay, the number 3 here is the Jambalaya food truck lady. Food truck participating in the 2024 Station Hope Festival. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Walking by a Tremont barbershop, I felt like the window was showing me a view of 2 worlds, the 1920s and a reflection of the 2020s.
Hello, this is basically Geneva on the Lake, which was established in 1869. It was the first. Let me make sure this is it was close. Yep. So anyhow, it was established in 1869, first resort town in Ohio. In 2020 census, the population was 916 people. Now, I've tried to find out what the summer population is, but no one was having that information. This is 46 miles from the city of Cleveland. I've been going there since I was in high school in 1966. So it became an annual event for our family to go out there, and now Jill and I do the same thing. This is Eddie's Grill. It's famous for steak burgers. Oh, it was established in 1950, and it's famous for its steak burgers, Eddie's Mother's Chili, hot dogs, fries, milkshakes, soft serve, and Slovenian sausage. Next slide. So this is a grandpa eating a Slovenian sausage, and I was first looking at the dog, and then I said, wow, look at this, this is great. And then I cropped it so that on the left-hand side, you could just see her handing grandpa the napkin. So the next one, these are two young ladies enjoying our ice cream. You scream, we all scream for ice cream, except this is soft serve. So they were enjoying it. Next slide, please. Again, grandma and grandpa enjoying the same soft serve. Next slide. So once you're done having an I would call a light lunch, what you could do is take a walk down the street and go to Pucker Up Candy Store. Now, if you're my age, it's a candy store, which was a penny store, but nowadays it's probably a 10-cent store. But they still sell loose candies, Mary Janes, all that good stuff that I remember from my childhood. Once you get done with the candy store, you could take a walk down the street to Madison's Donuts and enjoy a cream-filled stick or a glazed donut. And then finally, if you want to go and have an adult beverage, you stop over at Sportster's Grill, Bar and Grill, and on the weekends, it's basically a biker bar. So if you want to see a real slice of life and have some fun, head over to that bar. Done.
Hey, Grahamstead. Flag, Gay Pride Parade, Cleveland 2024. Jeff Zabo. I'll have another. Tom was strumming and calling to his longtime friend George to bring out more drinks. Belting it out. Tom, in the middle of his set as he entertained us at the pub. The man at the bar. Tom strummed and George poured the drinks. Two Irish friends. Lifelong friends, Tom and George handling the pub duties while entertaining tourists at the pub. Tom strummed and George poured. Getting the show started. Tom was getting the show started for the tourists this night inside the pub in Ireland. Okay, Joe Smith. Yep, Joe's here. Good. Don't have to turn the page.
These photos were taken at Carlsbad Beach in California, Southern California. When I took this photo, it was beauty and it was solitude because she was the only one out for a jog on the beach. And having been able to spend a month in California at this beach, I just wonder, is she a resident or is she visiting? Is she just thinking mundane thoughts about work or things like that? Or is she really appreciating the absolute beauty of her surroundings? I also like taking photographs that are faceless because I think it makes you want to see who she is. I went down that evening to photograph the guys on surfboards, and it's amazing just how many people are sitting out there in the swells. Sometimes you get 30 or 40 or 50 surfers just waiting for that ideal wave, and it looks like perhaps this guy may have found his. This kind of made me think of the fish out of water. You know, this lady is obviously very graceful when she's out there in the waves on her surfboard, and yet once she got onto the beach, she seemed to be struggling to get the board and get it back and load it up for the day. It was fun to watch the surfboarders come and put their wetsuits on and get all ready and go down and surf, and then see them come back and basically do the opposite so that they could spend the day surfing. I took this shot pretty much into the sun, right near sunset, and I kind of liked the way the silhouette of the gentleman came out. As we got towards sunset, there were fewer and fewer surfers out in the water, but I thought this one was kind of special. And again, as the beach begins to empty out, all of the beach fowl come out, and I think this gentleman, if I recall, seemed to be deciding whether he was going to make one more run or if that was it for the day.
Thanks, Joe. Is John here? I didn't see John. Okay, John Paganini. Capital Scooter. An electric scooter stands prominently in the foreground, a blend of the modern mobility contrasting with the historic Lincoln Memorial. The serene waterfall of the World War II Memorial creates a sense of motion and tranquility that complements the Washington Mall landscape. This image tells a story of the past and present coexisting and highlights the city's evolving transportation trends alongside its rich historical setting. 10cc takes a bow. The iconic rock band 10cc takes a final bow after delighting the small yet highly engaged audience at Kent Stage with a series of their timeless hits such as I'm Not in Love. The band members' collaboration spans over 4 decades, and they stand arm in arm, showcasing the sincere camaraderie and musical legacy with unique harmonies and highly creative, often humorous lyrics. Hearing and reliving these classic songs brings a wave of nostalgia, reminding us of the joy and magic their music creates. Jumping Mime. A mime playfully leaps off the stage, captivating the audience at an outdoor music festival. His exaggerated expressions and white gloves contrast with the energetic band in the background, creating a whimsical scene that blends humor and artistry. This moment captures the joyful spirit of the festival, where an unexpected, spontaneous act like this simply enhances the experience. Jordan Tetzel, Bike Heaven entrance. The Bicycle Heaven Museum is absolutely full of everything. This is what you see when you first walk in. Every square inch of the floor, walls, and ceilings are filled with bicycles and memorabilia. Oh, shift. The museum has many displays and many items for sale. This t-shirt is sold to help pay for an annual event where the riders ride up an increasingly steep hill in Pittsburgh. HM Freeway Car. The museum has man oddities and rare vehicles. This late 70s vehicle is the Freeway Car, made to combat the fuel shortage of the time, but is actually considered a motorcycle. Junk pile. There are many displays and many rooms in the museum to explore. This back room was only lit by this neon bicycle light and was basically just a pile of bike tires and bike carriages. Pee-wee's bike. This is just one of the many famous bicycles the museum has on display. Others include the bicycle from The Beautiful Mind, Super 8, Fathers and Daughters, Fences, and Pee Wee Herman's bike from the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Chris.
So I started out with an apology. I had a mental lapse and forgot that photojournalism is not supposed to have any poses in it. And this is all posed. So I heard about this event, I don't know how long it's been going, called Fuel Cleveland. Believe it or not, this is Hale Farm and Village grounds. If you've ever been there, it's a historic place, and to walk into that, there were, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of motorcycles. And it was just like a motorcycle get-together. Tomorrow, by the way, is a Civil War reenactment on this grounds, if you want to go there. It's really awesome to look at. So this is my friend Mary Ann, who makes it known that she wouldn't hang out with me if I didn't have a motorcycle. So, and you can do the next slide. You'll recognize this guy. He's all over the place. He was a really interesting character. So this is Misney, and Mary Ann has a knack of being able to give the same stink eye that he does, so much that my mom, before she passed, got her an Andy Warhol shirt that has Misney on the front of it and all the different phases. So we had to get a shot of her with Misney. You go to the next slide, giving her stink eye. Fortunately, I don't see that very often. He didn't. No, he gave her a T-shirt. So he's an interesting guy.
That's the real Tim Misney. Yeah, yeah. How he must have practiced forever to do that stink eye. He does it so perfectly. That is. Well, that's why he makes them pay. I couldn't resist that. I'm sorry. Okay, Lance Mayer. Identity confusion. The Cleveland Rowing Foundation is trying to figure out their true calling as evidenced by the sign at their landing at Merwin's Wharf in the Cleveland Metro Parks. Hanging tough. Young bucks demonstrate their strength and endurance at the Strongsville Homecoming Fair. Strongsville Homecoming Fair. The weather finally broke, allowing many to enjoy the fair this year. Fishing season opens. An avid angler avails himself of the opportunities at a Cleveland Metro Parks. Attack on federal courthouse. An apparent attempt to attack the Cleveland Federal Courthouse by residents of Tremont was thwarted by the Cleveland Police Department, as evidenced by the many fingerprints on the weapon. This was a massive undertaking by many people who must live off the grid since their fingerprints were not found in the system. Disclaimer, this is yellow journalism at its finest. Mariah Kaiser. Gone fishing. Looking over the railing from the 4th floor of the health education campus, I saw a well-planned and executed lower floor pattern of matching long tables with individual lights and matching chairs, places for 10 students at each table. No one was there, but there was evidence that someone had been there and gone fishing. Whoosh. Out on the road today, I headed into a thunderstorm and had to wait to move onto Carnegie Avenue as cars traveled very quickly through the river of rain cascading through the sores. This is the picture I took. She took this while, I hope not while driving. She's good. She is good. Fly me to the moon. Since I don't fly weekly back and forth across the country, when I do fly, I look forward to sitting next to someone who might be going to an interesting place or have an interesting story to tell. This was the picture I took of my seatmates. Questionable question. I spotted this van in a parking lot. I'm not asking anyone this question, nor do I expect CPS members to do anything other than see this as a photographic image. Babies. These two babies sharing this crib are actually robots used at the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing to educate students. They have soft skins, detachable umbilical cords, wiggle, and cry. Need I say more? Oh, Richard Ader, the Avenger. Like others, I went to the medieval fair, but I put some of these pictures together. The first four are basically because to me it's interesting. What ties all this together is people's sometimes wanting to just either dress up, it's the old cosplay thing, live in the past or whatnot, or enjoying putting on another identity. What's interesting when you go to the medieval fair is there are a number of performers, but about 60% of the participants who come in are dressed up to the hilt. This is actually not one of the participants and stuff. This is one of the just visitors. And this is how he comes. He comes yearly. I talk with him. He comes yearly, and he likes to dress up differently each time as some medieval figure. And this was the Avenger. So I got him. And again, just interesting the way, the joy they get out of this. We have the next picture. And as someone else said, yeah, these are the Mudmen. Mudmen are very interesting. The Mudmen I've talked to, and they've been doing this for 10 or 11 years, the two of them. So the two of them do this, and this is like 6 weeks in a row for this festival, and they do it yearly. They completely just muddy themselves up and do routines throughout the day there, too. This was a pylon, and one of the Mudmen is just stuck there. But again, I asked if they just enjoy doing it. It's a fun thing for them to do. It's not the money or anything like that. And they just enjoy getting into another character. So that is the Mudmen. The next one. This I call 1863. This is from the Zora Civil War reenactment. And a lot of these participants, when you talk with them, this isn't for the money or anything else like that. They very much like to get back into just dressing authentically and actually feel like they're living in another era. This woman is dressed up as in 1863. She's reading an old almanac, and she is not, this isn't I found her way off to the side. This was not part of a show or anything else. She was just relaxing, reading there. And it's amazing when you talk to them how much joy they all get. It's like a step out of time now, and they're able to live in a different age too. So this, with nothing in the background here, this was again away from the main action and whatnot. This could almost be, except that it's in color, a picture out from 1863, because there is nothing there that is of modern times, and her dress, everything is authentic. So I thought that was just very interesting. The old 765 nickel plate that comes through at least once a year maybe through Cuyahoga Valley. It's one of the last steam engines in the country, too. They come through, and this was a dark night, which I guess is evident. All nights are dark. And this was one of the lights that he was going past. I managed to get him as the train went past a light and really pushed the ISO way up on this as he went by. But again, this fits in with the others in that the nickel plate is from the 19th century and whatnot. And these the engineers and whatnot get just great joy out of just doing this recreation and running these old steam trains. Again, so linking these last four is this bit of just enjoyment living out of character in another time. So this is the 765 nickel plate. And then to do with nothing else, the final one, this is on the Cuyahoga. This is a hobby I would never undertake. And this is as we were on a CPS field trip. We were going out to see the tall ships. And this is a dragon boat. Dragon boats originated in China. They are widely popular now. They're an unribbed boat that takes 22, usually a crew is 22 people. And it started over in China many, many, many millennia ago. It was felt the dragon, I think, was a good spirit, and they built these dragon boats as an effort as tribute to the dragons. They usually had dragon heads on the front to win favor with the dragons so their village would be good. A bit of trivia, too. You will see a lot of people out in these dragon boats now. There are teams and whatnot, and are pink. There are pink boats, whatnot. This is very popular in the breast cancer group. And a lot of this really gained a lot of popularity in the United States with breast cancer survivors. There was one oncologist who found one of the best things for people, exercises post-mastectomy, to build up those chest muscles was rowing. And this type of thing became very popular. They had whole teams of breast cancer survivors. And when you see pictures of dragon boats, you'll see a lot of them painted pink and whatnot too. So that's in Cleveland, a lot of them are sponsored by breast cancer societies. But this was a group that was out just on the river racing for I don't know what. There was no boat in back of them. There was clear water in front of them. There were no evil spirits. The water was calm, and that's just a lot of work too. And they're all ages, whatnot, and just putting a lot of work into it. So that's my shots. Thank you. Ronald Wilson, tattoo artist at work. Walked into a tattoo shop and saw this going on. Got permission to take the photo. Molly.
Yeah, this was in an event, and it was called the Vasterklak Redneck Games. I kid you not. So, yeah, this was what it was like. This was in Benghazi when they were still having the war there. This was during the Egyptian Revolution. I kind of fell in love with using a really wide-angle lens and just being right in the middle of where everything was happening. This is also during the Egyptian Revolution, what they called the Day of Anger, with lots of rioting, lots of fires, lots of tear gas, and many people shot. And this is back in Libya. They were having their Friday prayers, and I thought it was interesting that they put the rifles up and then prayed.
And that's it. Thank you for coming, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the pictures.